Okay, so I've had a few inquiries about doing elevations and shade work. So I thought I would just show you my quick technique for doing elevations. Now, Linda may have already taught you this, but if she hasn't, we'll just run with it anyway. So on this floor plan, just a couple of things need to be fixed. So first of all, what you need to do is to make sure that your external walls are thicker, and usually it's about 150 to 200 mils. So just to fix this, I would go round and thicken up those external walls. So you can see there my window fits within the external wall. Now to do the elevation, on this one, I happen to know that that is north, and I always do north at the top of my page. So I'm just going to go north and just put a little marker in there because I just get confused. So if we say, well, north and then south, and then we've got our west and our east. So on this one, we're going to do an eastern elevation and a western elevation. So in order to do the eastern elevation, I'm going to turn it so that I have got those two eastern walls aligned, so that all I have to do then is I get my second piece of paper and I can I'm going to draw these. So I've got a bit of a weird ruler thing happening here. So if I was just to do my marker lines, so I'll just do those nice and lightly. So that's the outside wall. Then I've got the window, the other side of the window, the end wall, and then the next line is going to be up here. So that's my, oh no, actually that's a solid wall, so I don't need to mark that one. I'll just ignore that one for a moment. And the last wall that I've got is over here, which is my external wall. So I'll just erase that one that I have put in here because we don't need that one. If there were windows there, then I can mark them by drawing those lines down the same. So then I'm going to do my base wall. So I'm just going to grab my pencil again and draw. So this is the ground. I'm drawing in the ground. Okay. So now I know that my height of my walls needs to be a minimum of 2.4 on the inside. So I'm not sure what size these containers were, but let's say they are 3 metres high. So I'm using a scale. Oops, I didn't do the 3 right. So 3 would be up here. I'm using a scale of 1 to 50. And I'm not sure what the height of the wall is for these, but it doesn't really matter. And so we've got our final, my final wall is over here. So 3 metres. So that is going to be the top of my elevation. Okay, so this is my base wall and this is the top of my elevation. Now I've got my window marked in here. So depending on the size of my window, so this is above a bed, so I'm going to assume that perhaps that's what we call a highlight window. So I'm going to make it maybe 2 metres. So if I go there and here, so 2 metres is going to be the top of the window. So I'm just going to pop that there, and I've made this one 500. So that's my window. Now on my window, I need to show how that might open. So this might be divided in the middle and be a wind out awning window. I haven't done that very well. That should be in the middle of that. Whoops. Let's keep that lined up. The thing about pencil is we can rub it out nice and easily. So that shows me that that's an awning, and that's an awning. Now you might then want to go through that a bit further. So then this one here is to show the edge of that wall. So I'm just going to show that. So that's the edge of that wall. Now if this has got a flat roof, then I can draw the flat roof just going out like that, and I can decide as well, so there's actually nothing on this wall here, I can decide as well, so as we know this is north, so on the north then I might want to extend the eaves a little. So I'm just going to extend that. So this is the eave. On the south we don't need to do anything, so this is the east elevation with a flat roof. Now I can also show maybe the type of cladding that you've used. I'm just going to rub out these little guidelines. And the other thing you can do with this, so that's the wall back over there. So you're just drawing it flat. Okay, so that is the eastern elevation, a pretty rough, dodgy looking one. What you can do from this as well is you can show, so remember the sun would be maybe in the middle of summer, it's going to be at 72. So if we say a right angle is 90, then 72 degrees is going to be up here somewhere. So that then I can show that that is shading any windows here. So you could even do a little bit of a shadow like that. So that is going to be shading. And then in the winter, when it's at about 25 degrees, so that it's down here, then the sun would be coming in these windows, which are actually these windows here. So all you've got to do with your elevations, if I then want to do a western one, I'm going to spin this around as well, and I'm going to put my paper there, and again I can draw up those guidelines from here and decide, put that window in, decide how high that window is off the floor and how big that window is. Now make sure again that you always put a scale bar or you dimension your drawings. So the scale bar is, remember, just our, let's do this one at, there's my 1, 2, so we're doing a scale of 1 to 50, so this is 1 metre, 2 metres, and I generally often just colour in one part of it just to show, because what I use that for, when I'm marking, if it's not to scale, I just put my caliper things, or whatever you call these, on the scale bar, and then I can see, okay, yep, that's top of that window's 2 metres off the baseline. Or if I want to see how big the window is, I can measure it there, come back over there, and then I can compare it to this measurement, here if I need to. Okay, so I hope that's helpful for you to do this. Okay, so just to show you what you can use or what annotations you can put onto your elevation. So I've just added here just a little bit of cladding, and then you can put in here your window. So I've just put in there highlight window for morning sun in the bedroom, double glazed, which would reduce heat loss, and the awning window, so that's the way that it opens for ventilation. Now the sun then would come in the middle of summer, so we've got that at 72 degrees, and this eave preventing the hot sun coming into the windows. And then in the middle of winter, 25, so the sun has access to the windows. So there's northern windows here, but also there's northern windows here. So you could indicate that as well. Now on this one, I've just added a little figure from practice, just to show you some idea of scale. And as I said, that also has a scale bar on the bottom. So just to show you how that works then. So here's our floor plan and our eastern elevation, then this is this wall, and then that is a wall towards the back. So then that shows you quite clearly, if we're looking directly from the east, what you would see.